now joined by Phumlani Majozi, and he is a political analyst. Phumlani. So I think getting my insights from a studio audience as well as my panelists alike, there's no taking away which this is a very important election. And sesiye sabona nezinto ezenzakalayo ukuthi abantu bavoice ama frustrations abo, whether ukuthi bakhathelwe ama ills abadibana nawo on the day to day or otherwise. This is clearly an important election, isn't it?
Yeah, a very important one, a very, very important election. Some people have said that it's our 1994, and it's because of the socio-economic challenges we are facing, right? I mean, look at the murder rate, the crime rates, they're just very shocking. You look at we have the highest unemployment rates in the world, service delivery issues. You have especially the youth, they are the ones mostly affected by the crisis of unemployment. So we do see some serious challenges. The blackouts, right, the ESCOM challenges that we face in the country that have really impacted smaller businesses, big companies, and suppressing our GDP or economic productivity. So the impact is real. I just came back from KwaZulu-Natal, my home province. I even went to the rural areas, and as an analyst, even when you are visiting your grandmother, you also have that eye of observing as to what is going on. So you can sense that people, they are sort of, disillusioned, if I can call it that. That was my observation, Mr. Ramatloti. Yes, that there is not that sense of passion that we look forward to the election. We want to bring the change. Now, let me highlight something, and this is very important, stats. In 1994, the turnout rate was very impressive in South Africa. The turnout rate, the voter turnout, it was plus 86%, right? Compare that to 2019, where we were down to 66%, right? And then the local government elections in 2021, it was plus minus 45% or so, around the mid-40s. So we have seen the decline, right, of voter turnout. People being, disengaging from, shaping the future of their country through the ballot box, which gives more challenge to you and your organization, because, I mean, so long as people are disengaged, that we are going to see some fundamental problems. Now, let me highlight one thing as well, just to close. Now, what happens is that as, people disengage, right, choose to not vote, right? We have millions right now who are basically really not registered. But when you notice the voter turnout declining, you also see that our socio-economic issues, unemployment, crime, and so on, all these things, they are really getting worse as well. So that means that if we disengage, we are really, the impact is quite negative for us. So there's greater work to be done by the IEC. And by the way, I should emphasize, this shouldn't be just an IEC responsibility as well. Private sector, people as individuals, in your homes, in your families, you've got to revive that spirit of voting, because I think it's even more important that it begins in communities as well as in families as well.
So I was actually going to tie this down to what you've just rightfully pointed out to njengamanje, ukubona le pattern le decline in abantu abavotayo. Do you think ukuthi ke ama frustrations lawa get louder or amplified ngesikhathi lesama elections?
I think they get amplified, but what I'm noticing is that they are not amplified in a way that people say, I'm going to go there and make change. They don't do that. People rather say, you know what, I'm not going to vote, right? So those frustrations, they come out like that. I wish, and my hope is that the way our frustration should come out is for us to say, everywhere, service delivery, corruption, let me go and vote for other people, right? What democracy is about, which I think, and I also, one of the very important things we need to do is to push hard on people, teaching them as to the importance of their vote. And that in a democracy, if, some people who are governing are not doing a good job, give other people a chance. So I think the frustrations are there, they are amplified, but they're amplified in the wrong way. People are resisting and pulling back, which is the pattern we have seen over the years. Instead of saying, well, I'm frustrated, I want to see the change, let me go and vote for
and change
people.
starts in the ballot.
Yes.